Namaste!
Namaste!
Namaste Techies!
Hello, Namaste Techies!
Hello, Anoop!
Hello, Harjit!
So goofy. I love when we start the show. So much energy, so much excitement.
Yep, yep.
Every single time. I'm just like, it makes me so happy.
Yeah,
Anyways, so what's going on over there in wonderful India?
yeah, nothing much. Lot of work. That's it. Work.
Work, work, work. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and a lot of new stuff. This not lot of new stuff. At least some of new stuff for 2010, right? Configuration Manager 2010 that is coming up, um, and post Ignite stuff are going on with
yeah.
Endpoint World, right? Microsoft Endpoint Manager World, right?
Yeah, they're calling it the month of MEM, Microsoft Endpoint Manager. So Ignite was last week, and then this week they had the Endpoint Manager acceleration days for the mobility tracks and then the Windows tracks, and they had it in different um, time zones, so people from different parts of the world can pick one of these. So it was interesting. I participated in some of them, and they started off with some of the basics, and then some of the more granular kind of things, like for example, graph, how to use graph, which is really cool, and then obviously the Windows side was the tenant attach, and then the CMG and the code management and those kind of things. So really cool. We will definitely post the link to how to get that with the slide decks down here,
Yeah.
and definitely check them out. I mean, the recordings are there and slide decks are there, and learn something. So you want to showcase something. So with that said, um, just very recently, just in the last few days, uh, if you are on Config Manager 2010, there's a new update rollup or hotfix update rollup that came out to fix a bunch of things. So take it away and show them how to do it, and let's talk about it.
Okay, so now let's try to share my screen. I hope I'm sharing the correct one. Okay. Okay, so this is Configuration Manager 2010, right? And this is the latest hotfix released by Microsoft recently. And this, I think it got released this week, couple of days before, right?
Yeah.
And this is the roll-up update, right, for 2010. So a lot of people are waiting for this since long time, so this is a good week for them.
Yeah.
They can install one particular patch and fix lot of issues, right? If
Yes.
so probably I have seen like probably there are around 28 issues, okay, getting fixed this particular roll-up update, and these are the documented fixes. So we don't know whether there is any background fixes or performance improvements, etc., with this roll-up update. But I always like recommend to install all these roll-up updates as soon as
Me too.
possible, right?
Yeah. And what you'll
Okay.
notice is that before you install this latest hotfix, you will see under that same area the other hotfixes that you had installed. But after you install this latest one, they all kind of collapse into just this one. So
Yeah.
just keep that
Yep.
in mind when you're
And
looking
today
at your console.
And today, what I found when I was trying to install the update rollup, right? is something like there is new columns, or I have never noticed it before, like max CM version, minimum CM version, maximum CM version, right? For this
Mhm.
2010, that is very much interesting, right? And the superseded by the patch, there is a column called superseded by, and you can see which are the patches superseded by this particular patch with this particular patch, right? So that was pretty much interesting for me. And you know, like how to install the updates. Basically, you just need to right click on it and
Right.
click on install update pack, and then go through the wizard, and then you can go to the monitoring tab and click on this show status, right? So that it
Right.
will take you to the monitoring tab and monitoring workspace, right?
I
And
I generally recommend that you do the prerequisite checks first. Usually they generally pass, but it's always a good idea to run the prerequisite check and then, as Anoop said, go to the monitoring node and see. Because sometimes what will happen is it'll say it'll fail, and it'll say reboot required. Like you haven't rebooted your config manager server for one particular reason, or a SQL thing like this, right?
yep.
Which some of these things you can just like that's fine. It's just a transient thing that happens, and you can proceed. So it gives you a good idea of what's going on with your site.
Yep. And also, like after this, we need to update the console as well, right? And the newest console version is 1093 3100. So that
Yeah,
is the newest version of the console, and the site version remains same. Even the client update is there with this rollup update, right? So always rollup update will have the client component, right?
right.
So you need to install the client updates also. You can see the client version over here. This is
It
similar to
changes.
the,
Yes.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
similar to full version for this particular patch or hotfix, right? But if you look at the 2010 version, you can change, you can see a difference over there, right? In the
Yes.
client version and the full version, right?
The
Okay.
one another tip I want to mention is that from time to time, you may notice that when you try to install these hotfixes, they'll go through and you can monitor them in the monitoring node and stuff like that. And then, you know, it either just hangs up or you don't see any progress. But when you try to launch, try to move to a different let's say assets and compliance or software library, the console will actually look like it's broken. Like, oh, it'll say like, connect to your site, and you try and it's not working. And what I recommend is that you close it, reboot your server, launch the console, and then it'll tell you you have a new version of the console to upgrade, and it'll do it for you. Just follow the prompts. So it's just like a minor kind of like a. I'm not saying it's a bug, but it's just kind of it kind of locks up because you had the console open and stuff like that. So has happened
Yep.
to me before.
Yeah, even I experienced that. If you during the console update stage, right, you can
Mm.
go to task manager and check whether there is any console running,
Exactly.
something like this, right? Probably this is not you. Maybe other admins are running a console from their login, right?
Right.
Probably that can also cause issues with the console update. So it is better to look at this place and kind of close this end
That is
task
definitely
versus.
one of the issues. You're right. If you have multiple consoles open by your colleagues or something, that will be what you see. So this is why by rebooting the server, you clear out all those connections, and then it'll allow your config manager site to complete the upgrade. So
Yep.
good tip there. All right.
Okay, so
So you want to show your
let me, yeah, let me show you the blog post which I wrote about this 28 issues fixed by update rollup hotfix, and mainly I want to show this table, right? Probably from this table it is kind of clear which part of the configuration manager fix is coming, right? So for example, for configuration manager console, there are three fixes, right? During For example, if you see this one, console terminates, right? So there are three scenarios where console terminates, and these three are known issues, and these three are fixed with this particular KB article or rollup update. So for example, if I go down task sequence, right, there are four task sequence related known issues, and that got fixed with this particular KB article or rollup update, right?
Yep.
So one is this particular variable, right? So this variable is was not working before, and with this patch it will start work. All right. So these are like, I think this table is pretty useful. Maybe we can get a view of all the fixes within a few minutes, right? rather
Oh
than
yeah.
rather than searching it over the large text file, right?
Right. And yeah, and by looking at this, it's you can definitely figure out. Oh yeah, I ran into this problem. This is what I've been dealing with. For example, like something with Software Center or software update patching and stuff like that, or BitLocker, right? I mean, it's all clear right there that you can you can understand and like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's why I should install the hotfix. So
Mhm. Yep.
yeah. Our recommendation is always install a hotfix because it does fix things and improve things. So there's nothing to be, I think, concerned about. Otherwise they would not be providing those hotfixes. So
Yeah,
that's all right.
we always like what we normally do is we have a testing environment, and we
Yeah.
have a probably a pre-production environment, and then a production environment. So we will test everything initially in a pre-production or testing environment, then everything goes well over there, then we will kind of promote it to the production, and we will install it in on a production environment.
Right. Exactly. Yep. That's a good point. Okay. So speaking of patches, hotfixes, and stuff like that, this is Patch Tuesday week for March 2021, and yep, and you got the actually you want to show the bleeping computer one that has
Okay.
82. That one, yeah, I believe that's the one. Has 82 fixes this month, and with 2 0 days fixes. It should be on the top. I think it mentions. Um,
Okay.
but anyway, so there are lots of patches, lots of fixes. So 0 days, there are a couple of them. One is definitely the Exchange 0 day vulnerabilities that you must definitely have heard. That was like last week, when last week or so, it was an emergency thing where there's a lot of hacking going on, a lot of compromise, and just here, I think in the U.S. or something like that, there are like over 30,000 Exchange servers that were affected. So if you have Exchange, I think it's Exchange 2016, 2019, I think 2013 too, if I'm not mistaken, um, that you should definitely install those patches. There's some Microsoft has a KB on that, and what to do, how to run some scripts to find whether you've been affected by it, whether you've had any attempts in malicious penetrations and stuff. Yep, exactly. That's one of the links right there. And then the other one is the IE 0 day vulnerability as well. So that's another 0 day patch to definitely push out as soon as you can. Okay, so we'll provide all these links again as we always do in our shows. So what we talk about, we always put them. So we're good. We're good about that. So you can follow these links And as well as, I've been doing my monthly patching blog post to list all the patches that are available and what to watch out for, including third-party vendors like Oracle, Java, Google Chrome, and so on and so forth. So please keep an eye out for that blog post, which should be coming out in a day or two. And most importantly, if you follow Anoop and I on Twitter and also our Facebook groups, we got the SCCM Professionals group, we got the HDMD group, we got the Tech Connect groups. That is where we are posting a lot of this stuff that are coming to us on the fly. We're almost like you can consider Anoop and I as the CM pivot of the, the IT world because we're very fast with information. It's live. So speaking of that, there is just before we got on the show to record the show today, I was notified that there is a patching issue this month with one of the patches. It's called, Anup, you had the blog post earlier. It's
Yeah.
KB 5082,
Let me
I
try to
believe.
search that 5000.
Yeah, you had that blog post.
Okay, 802, right? This is the one.
Yeah, yeah. So it's
Okay.
causing some printing issues, especially with Kyocera printers. So the systems are actually blue screening and things like that. It's affecting several of the Windows 10 versions. Do you? Oh yeah, you have it now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. So this is Anoop's lab, obviously. So it's not, deployed or anything like that. But you can go ahead and show people that if you have it in your synced in your config manager, how to remove it.
Yeah. So probably if you have a software update group or something like that, which is automatically created by ADR, then
Yeah,
what we can do is you can open up that software update group and right click on that and click on edit membership and remove it. Right.
right.
This
You have to go into the uh, all software update groups. That's the easiest way because when you like just like how you did the search for that particular KB,
Uh-huh.
uh, if it's already in a software update group, it'll show you which one is checked, and then you just uncheck it, and then. But if it's not, so that's how I do. So my ADRs when they run, it'll
Uh-huh.
pick up most of the patches for the month, right? But then what happens is as your systems are syncing and checking back in with the with the mothership and saying, hey, I'm missing these patches. I need these patches. So sometimes some of the patches get left out of the software update group.
Uh-huh.
So I go into the all software update section and
Uh-huh.
I do a filter for critical security, this, deployed equals to no, superseded equals to no, and then it'll
Yeah.
show me like, oh, these are here are 10 or 15 patches that I need to add to the software update group instead of
Okay.
removing it.
Okay. Okay. So for example, if you want to remove a particular patch from a software update group, you can, as Harjit mentioned, you can go to all software updates and search for that particular patch and right click and edit membership and remove it from this particular software update group, right? So that is
Yeah,
that is that is one way of doing it. And the other thing which I already mentioned, the same thing which you can do is go to particular software update group. If you have the name, then right click and do the same thing, right, by
edit
edit
membership.
edit membership and removing it from this particular group, right? So
Yep.
either way it's good, right? if you
Other
want
way,
to
it's
if you
good.
want
Yeah.
yeah, if you want to exclude some patches like this one, right, then you can do it. Okay, I think is there anything else you want to cover, Ajit?
No. If you're not if you're very careful about patches in terms of, you tend to delay and stuff like that, you know, now's the time maybe to give it another day or two, because you want to clear out this particular patch, uh, which I think Microsoft is actually pulling it from the catalog. But if it's already synced, you already have it. It's probably already set up to deploy based on how you set up your environment. So just definitely, watch out for that. The other thing I was going to mention is, I'm trying to find it here. Um, the other thing I want to mention is that this month, particularly starting this month, um, the LCU and the SSU
Yeah.
are now combined, right? Um, LCU is latest cumulative update, and SSU is servicing stack update, which used to be separate. And the way it works is that the servicing stack updates usually had to be installed first before the regular cumulative updates could install. But what they did, and that caused some problems because people just the timing and stuff. So now it's all combined into one particular update, which is a good thing. It's a good news. Um, so this is uh, starting with Windows 10 2004 and 20H2, and then the rest of them will be coming in the near future, like 21H1 and so on and so forth. So I just want to mention that as well.
Okay, that's cool stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
So, anyways, and one of the people that you should follow if you are uh, really into patching and WSUS and things like that is uh, our friend Ariana from Microsoft, and her Twitter handle is ARIA updated. You can, anyways, I'll post it
That's
in our thing. But she is one of the people that posts a lot of great stuff about patching, about Windows Update for Business, and so on and so forth. So definitely follow
yeah.
her.
That's a good tip. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I think that's all we got. It's a show on patches, Patch Tuesday,
Yeah.
Config Manager Hotfix,
Windows patches, hot config manager patches, and then exchange patch, right?
yeah, Exchange patches and IE patches and 0 days, and just don't miss out on these, especially those 0 day patches. They are so important that you get them. And these 0 day patches, they tend to uh, get disclosed like after Patch Tuesday or before Patch Tuesday, right? Don't wait. Like create a separate deployments for them, right? A separate software update group and things like that, and say, hey, this is critical. We got to get it out. You know, um, reboot your systems and all that. Whatever you normally do on Patch Tuesday timeframe, you need to do this off schedule as well. Otherwise, you're going to be hurting, right? I mean, you get one compromise, and you're going to be weeks of headaches and sleepless nights, and then having to answer why it happened, right?
Yep.
So, anyways, so that's that for patching. Patching is
Okay.
awesome, by the way. I always say that. I love patching.
That's a good one.
All right, folks. Until
Yeah.
next time. Hope you like the show. Don't forget, like Anoop says, like, subscribe, share,
Shit.
and spread the word, right?
Yep.
So, and you know where to find us. Definitely follow. Please follow and give us the love.
Namaste.
Namaste.